The architect of silence, the Gyoji protocol, the anatomy of the mediocre. You don't lack motivation. You lack consequences. Imagine a version of yourself that doesn't negotiate. When the alarm rings at 4:30 a.m., there's no debate, no hesitation. They don't lie there thinking about how they feel. They just move. Not because they're special, not because they're more disciplined, but because, over time, they remove the option not to. Most people live in a constant split. One part wants growth, a better body, more money, real skill, the kind of life that actually means something. The other part wants comfort, rest, ease, distraction, relief. And that second voice is louder than you think. It doesn't scream. It whispers. Just not today. You've done enough. You can start properly tomorrow. And slowly, without noticing, you start building a life around that voice. This is the real problem. We are not incapable of change. We are inconsistent in our decisions. We love the idea of becoming better, but we avoid the cost of doing it repeatedly. So we negotiate. I'll do it later. I'll make up for it. One day won't matter. Every time you say that, you create a gap. And inside that gap, your old self stays alive. Enter Elias. Elias was a lead architect at a respected firm. From the outside, everything looked stable. Good income. Important projects. But internally, he was stuck. His laptop was full of unfinished designs. Folders labeled final_V3 that were anything but final. He wasn't failing, but he wasn't building anything real either. He lived in the reversible box. Every promise he made had an exit built into it. If he felt tired, he could skip. If something came up, he could delay. Because there was always a way out. Nothing stuck. At first, it didn't seem like a big problem. But over time, he stopped believing himself. Every time he said, "I'll do it tomorrow," a part of him knew it was a lie. That's the real damage. Not missed workouts, but the loss of self-trust. Once you lose that, your world gets smaller. You build a life that fits your inconsistency. Act 2. The pattern beneath everything. Elias hit a wall during a major museum project. 3 missed deadlines. No shouting. No anger. Just a quiet look from his boss, the kind that says more than words ever could. That night, Elias drove without thinking, eventually stopping near a small, quiet library. He found a section on Zen practice. He wasn't looking for philosophy. He just needed something different. From his own thoughts, he came across a simple idea: continuous practice. Not intense effort, just continuation. Doing the same thing, again and again, without interruption. The things that last don't rely on how they feel. The sun rises whether you're ready or not. The seasons change without asking permission. There is no negotiation. Elias saw his problem clearly. It wasn't effort, it was interruption. Gaps. Every time he stopped, he didn't just pause. He reset back to zero. He was always starting over, relying on the spark of motivation to relight a fire that he kept letting go out. Act 3. Closing the door. Most people keep their goals private. It feels safer. If you fail, no one knows. But that privacy comes at a cost. It makes quitting easy because there are no consequences. Elias understood something simple. If there is a way out, he will eventually take it. Not because he's weak, but because he's human. So instead of trying to become stronger, he removed the option to quit. At the next team meeting, Elias stood up and said, "For the next 90 days, I will be at my desk at 4:30 every morning. I will sketch for 1 hour. I will post proof every day. If I miss a single day, I will step down from my position." The room went quiet. He had made the commitment irreversible. Now it wasn't about feeling motivated. It was about keeping his word. The negotiation was over. Act 4. The system. Elias didn't rely on willpower. He built a system. Same time, same place, same tools. No variation. Variation creates decisions. And decisions create opportunities to stop. Every morning followed the same structure. Sit down. Open the same sketchbook. Pick up the same pencil. 10 minutes of basic lines. 20 minutes of perspective. 30 minutes of design. No thinking about what to do. No choosing based on mood. Just execution. Inside his brain, something was changing. By repeating the same action in the same context, he was moving the habit from the prefrontal cortex to the basal ganglia. The question disappeared. And when the question disappears, so does resistance. It didn't feel easier, it felt automatic. Like brushing your teeth. You don't debate it. You just do it. Act V. No gap. Day 62. Elias was traveling for a conference. Delayed flight. No sleep. A fever building. He got to his hotel at 3 a.m. Everything in him said, skip today. This time, the excuse was valid. That's what made it dangerous. People don't break when things are hard. They break when skipping feels justified. He sat on the floor. No desk. No setup. Just a hotel notepad and a cheap pen. His hands were unsteady. He didn't do a full hour. He didn't produce anything impressive. But he did something. The goal wasn't perfection. It was continuity. Missing one day isn't just a small mistake. It's a signal that your rules can bend. And once they bend, they eventually break. He kept the chain intact, even at its weakest point. Act 6. The shift. By day 90, the habit was no longer a struggle. But the real transformation was internal. He trusted himself. Again, when he said he would do something, he did it. No delay. No negotiation. No quiet exceptions. His work improved steadily. His ideas became clearer. His execution became faster. But more importantly, he stopped restarting his life every week. He stopped relying on motivation to begin again. He built something that continued whether he felt like it or not. Conclusion. You don't need more motivation. You need fewer exits. Every time you break a promise to yourself, you make the next one weaker. Every time you keep one, you make the next one easier. This isn't about waking up early. It's about closing the gap between what you say and what you actually do. So ask yourself, where are your exits? What have you made optional that should be fixed? What are you still negotiating that should already be decided? The people you think are disciplined aren't fighting themselves. Every day, they've just removed the argument. They close the door. And once that door is closed, there's nothing left to debate, only something left to do.